Hello, I'm Dr. Gordon Pedersen with Healthy Chocolate Discoveries. Today, we're going to talk about the leading causes of death, and from the National Office of Vital Statistics and published in the Journal of American Medical Association are the leading causes of death. Heart disease, cancer, stroke, respiratory disease, unintentional injuries, diabetes are next, pneumonia and influenza are next, Alzheimer's and kidney disease. But the Journal of American Medical Association goes on to say, here are the actual causes of death. Number one being tobacco. Number two, poor diet and physical inactivity. Number three, alcohol consumption. Number four, microbial agents or infectious diseases like pneumonia. Toxic agents are next. Motor vehicles are next. Firearms, sexual behavior, and illicit drug use. Now, when you take a look at this, if you could actually reduce the free radical damage from tobacco, you would be improving the entire world's potential for healthy lives. Here's a quote, and this comes from Thomas J. Glynn. He's a PhD and doctor. He's the director of Cancer Science and Trends and International Cancer Control for the American Cancer Society. So he's a big name, and here's his quote. To smoke, a habit which kills 443,000 Americans every year, remains the single most important preventive health action that one can take. So, can dark chocolate play a role since cigarette smoke is a free radical and an inflammatory agent? Well, dark chocolate may improve the ability of smokers' blood vessels to expand and to contract or be more elastic and in response to the body's needs. This is published in the journal, Heart Journal 2014. The scientists in from this article divided smokers into two groups. One group ate 2 ounces of dark chocolate containing over 70% cocoa, and the other consumed 2 ounces of white chocolate, which contained none of those polyphenols. So the investigators calculated platelet activity, they measured it, and the flexibility of the blood vessels, 2 measurements of very important healthy function, especially in this study. In those who ate dark chocolate, both measures were considerably improved and the effect lasted about 8 hours. So, one small piece of dark chocolate has a healthy effect on smokers' arteries and not only their blood vessels' elasticity, but their platelet activity. Now, this is significant because total antioxidant status also significantly increased when it was measured in the bloodstream, and the ultrasound imaging showed endothelial, that's the inside lining of the artery, had improvements within 2 hours after eating dark chocolate. So we know there was a benefit. We know it took place within 2 hours, and this is starting to become very significant to smokers. So here we look at an ultrasound reading, and we're starting to see that the blood vessels that narrowed from cigarette smoke were actually opening, and we were measuring this on the ultrasound, documenting this for the study, and dark chocolate improves endothelial and platelet function, and that's not the first time it's been published. This is another time. This is important because in the summary of this study, dark chocolate may stave off artery hardening in smokers, and a few squares every day could potentially cut the risk of serious heart disease, and it finds a small piece of chocolate is the issue, and every 8 hours you're going to have a significant opportunity to make that benefit. The Journal of the American College of Cardiology agrees with this. They say dark chocolate and in the cocoa drink form increased plasma concentrations of nitric oxide that circulates in your bloodstream, and also improved flow-mediated dilation, that's what we saw in the ultrasound, the dilation of the blood vessels, by almost 50%. So how much did they dilate? Oh, 50% improvement is significant. And in a small group of smokers is where all of this took place. So the drink used in the study contained 176 to 185 milligrams of flavanols. You can get 3 times that in a single piece of some important healthy chocolate. This is significant because people want to know if this is real for smokers. Well, what this means is dark chocolate helps reduce the cause of the #1 leading cause of death, tobacco damaging our arteries. And it helps in 2 hours. It lasts for 8 hours every time you take a single serving. And if it were me, it was this simple. I would take 1 square of dark healthy chocolate every 8 hours. And I would find that I would have a benefit. Whether I smoked or whether I didn't, I would have that benefit. But now we know that smokers do have a benefit from healthy chocolate. I'm Dr. Gordon Pedersen with Healthy Chocolate Discoveries.